GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
Welcome back to Bentonville, Arkansas at the Tiger Athletic Complex for Game 2 of the Great American Conference 2019 edition of the Softball Championship postseason tournament. We have one game in the books, and you see the clouds to the back, to the west right now. That's what we're going to be looking at all day long because weather has affected the tournament already, and as of right now, it hasn't affected the tournament today, but we're continuing to watch that. The Southwestern Lady Bulldogs being introduced right now. The starters and the roster players. It is Southwestern and Arkansas Tech in Game 2. Good morning. Well, no, we're just now into the afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Joey McWilliams along with Troy Mitchell here. 12:01 p.m. There we are, Troy. And we just got through with Game 1 as Harding defeated Southern Nazarene, the 3 seed over the 6 seed, 8-0 in 5 innings.
Yeah, and Harding exploded for 5 runs there at the bottom of the 5th. Hip gets her first, gets a no-hitter, the 4th thrown at the conference tournament. I'll recap all the no-hitters ever in the conference tournament. But this is another one of those matchups. Arkansas Tech solid in the region standings at number 4, so you know they're going to go on the postseason. Southwestern Oklahoma, you know, they're going to have to jump on the sticks really quick against a great pitcher in Kristen Dempsey, who's 13-3 on the season. Struck out 99, walked 34. Opponents hitting 240 off of her.
Arkansas Tech is the defending champion as they come in. The Golden Suns come in 41-13 overall, 35-7 in GAC play. Southwestern, the number 7 seed, 21-32 overall, 20-24 in GAC play. I think the big story right here, though, for Southwestern in particular is the fact that this is the first trip to Bentonville in the 8 seasons now. The GAC softball tournament, Southwestern, one of the original 9 teams in the conference, and this is the first appearance for the Lady Bulldogs in the postseason.
So you never know what to expect. Like we said, single elimination changed the whole complexion of this contest or of the tournament. So they're going to want to come out and jump on Arkansas Tech quick. That's going to be the key. They're going to have to get some runs quick because Arkansas Tech's going to, you look up and down their lineup and everybody's hitting 300 plus, and they are stout. But leadoff hitter for Southwestern Oklahoma has 14 home runs and 16 doubles. She's going to have to set the tone for this team and get them going as they're faced really good Arkansas Tech team. Always good. Arkansas Tech always had a great program.
We talk about Amanda Moreno. Moreno, a sophomore, batting .356, has played in and started the previous 53 games this season for the Lady Bulldogs. And let's look at that right off the bat then. As we see now things are getting ready to get underway. It is Kristen Dempsey, a senior, with a 13-3 record this season for Arkansas Tech. In the circle, she has an ERA of 3.40. So this is her 27th appearance this year, her 21st start. She's pitched 5 complete games. She pitched 113 2/3 innings, given up 103 hits, 46 runs, 43 of them earned, struck out 99 and walked 34, an opponent's batting average of 240. And again, she'll be facing the leadoff batter today for Southwestern, Amanda Moreno, sophomore, batting .356. And Troy, as you mentioned, 16 doubles, 14 home runs, and 39 RBI. She's the leadoff for Southwestern. And note also that this is a little bit of a different pitching look than what you might have thought when we last left Arkansas Tech here. It was Megan Goodnight winning the MVP last year in the tournament as Arkansas Tech won the tournament championship. Goodnight will be at first base today. She is going to be on the field, but she is a GAC all-conference player first team, not only in the circle, but as a utility player as well.
Yeah, she's so good at the plate, and I don't really know how she does in the circle. But I think she wants to set the tone here with Dempsey and see if she can just get the job done early. I know Goodnight was a heck of a ball player. I just look at these numbers.
Now, Dempsey again, that 3.40 ERA, and Dempsey delivers a strike to get things going. We're underway in game 2 here from Bentonville, Arkansas. Arkansas Tech and Southwestern, the number 2 and 7 seeds respectively. And Moreno watches that one come inside on her just a little bit. Amanda Moreno, the leadoff batter, playing third. Hannah Morris batting second and short. Hannah Franklin batting third, playing right. The cleanup batter is Samantha Householder, the second baseman for Southwestern. There's the 1-1.
Good pitch.
Moreno watches that one
just low.
Just low. Batting fifth for Southwestern, Sydney Kirk, the left fielder. Allison Gafford is the sixth batter, playing first base. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Caitlin Donaldson. Batting eighth, Kiani Barron, the center fielder. And batting ninth is the catcher, Ashton McAdoo, as the count now goes to 2-2 with that foul. The pitcher for Southwestern is Alyssa Friesen. She is a freshman right-hander.
Now, I tell you, Dempsey's got a lot of velocity on her pitches. She throws hard, and now 2-2 in the count. Let's see if she's keeping the ball low.
That one low as well.
I mean, it just
a
low.
little
I mean,
too low.
she's got some great control here early. She's keeping it right around the plate.
And that one finds a gap between short and third, and Moreno is on base with a single to get things going. And the first ever Southwestern at-bat results in a hit.
So Moreno goes in the history books. First hit for Southwestern Oklahoma in the conference tournament. And she put it right there. She hit it hard right between the third and shortstop. And she is one of the top hitters on the team. Uh-oh.
Sangster, a speedster, able to come over.
And Hannah Morris popped up and was giving it a ride. I tell you, Southwestern Oklahoma, we said it. They're coming out, they're swinging. They're going to try to make a statement here. This is their first appearance in the conference tournament. They're going to try to make a statement.
Hannah Morris, the sophomore, of course, one swing, and it's popped to center. Now it's Hannah Franklin, the sophomore, 3 consecutive sophomores to lead things off for Southwestern, batting .350. She's the right fielder.
Pitch on the corner for a strike. Like I say, I tell you, Dempsey keeps it right there around the plate. So you might as well stand there and swing. Her pitches, if they're outside, they're not far outside. Pitch high for ball one.
You know, talk about Southwestern and Coach Kim Marr. She's been named the GAC Coach of the Year, getting Southwestern into the tournament. Arkansas Tech. And the runner is going now as Moreno gets across, and the tag is made.
What a call, what a play. Great job by the shortstop. Coronado to come over.
Comes over. It was a great
yeah,
throw
good.
by Addis,
right there,
too,
right on the chest.
Wow.
Right on the chest.
So Moreno had stolen successfully in 19 of 21 attempts prior to that run, and maybe just didn't get the best leap.
I tell you got to give credit to Addis. She just fired it down there. It was right on the mark. Uh-oh, popped it high. She got underneath this one.
Where did you park, Troy?
I see it. I'm okay. She took that pitching wedge and hit it high.
You can, I mean, there are a couple of places here at the Tiger Athletic Complex in which they're, you could park your car and it'd be in trouble.
Well, that was one to get away from Dempsey. That's one.
Now Franklin able to reach now with a walk.
It's her 35th walk surrendered.
So that brings up Samantha Householder now. Householder batting .318 on the year. One of 2 seniors in the lineup. two seniors on this team, and you know, you have to give credit, by the way, to these two seniors, to Householder and to Kirk. They've been around the Southwestern program, carried through the previous coaching staff into this one, the only two that remain from that previous coaching staff, and a part of what Coach Marr is doing now, and it gets them into the postseason. Householder has played in and started 52 of the 53 games for the Lady Bulldogs this season.
Well, you talk about two seniors. There's 6 seniors in the lineup for Tech today.
Yes.
They are a veteran group.
You know, that's one of the things, too, is, I mean, I know we'll talk about Tech quite a bit, but you think about that. This is a team that is the defending champion here in the tournament. It is a team that has won 13 consecutive games coming into today. And now Dempsey, with her second consecutive walk issued, has 2 runners on for Southwestern with 2 down here in the top of the first. This was a bit of a not really younger team last year, but not as senior heavy as they are right now. And well, I'm sure there are lots of coaches in the lots of coaches.
The mini sombreros are on
right.
the coaches. Both the coaches in the first, the third, are wearing the leaves. Mini sombreros. I know. We're gonna have to get that story. We gotta get the story. There's a little mini sombrero, little cowboy hat, I guess.
You know, to find out.
Maybe it was somebody's birthday or something. Or this may be just the thing. They're loose. They're playing loose. You know, this is their first tournament, and they're just going to go out and have fun with it. We'll have to find out the story on that.
You talk about those coaches. I'm sure there are a lot of coaches in the GAC that are happy to see that little senior beside so many of these players' names.
Well,
because it's
Arkansas Tech reload. It's Arkansas Tech, Southern Arkansas. It's like just reload. I mean, we looked at Harding's lineup, and you looked at their roster, freshmen and sophomores, up and down, and a couple juniors, a couple seniors. You see what he's built. And, I mean, the program's only been in existence for a few years. You know.
Dempsey sends that one outside too. Now 3-0 after 2 walks.
She's having problems, and really. It's a good thing that they got a throw out of that second on caught stealing. The base has been loaded right now, so she's really only retired 1 batter. Here's that hitter's pitch. See if she'll sit back, and Kirk can sit back and drive one here. There she goes.
Sydney Kirk, there it is. It's high, it is deep.
Goodbye, Mr.
Off the Arvest sign on the scoreboard, the first home run of the day. Sydney Kirk, the senior, puts it over the left field fence. Home run number 7 on the year. RBIs number 20, 21, and 22. And Swaffball has arrived in Bentonville.
Well, I tell you, we said that was a hitter's pitch, the 3-1 pitch. And goodbye, Mr. Rollins. She took it over the fence and setting the tone early in the first inning, 3-0 Southwest Oklahoma. So now Arkansas Tech will have to play comeback. I like to see a team that gets there for the first time make some noise.
We didn't really get a chance to introduce Kirk quite as well. She introduced herself. Right now it's Allison Gafford, the junior, batting 243 and playing first.
The walks will come back to haunt you, and that's what's happened. She walked 2. Walked 2, gave up a single, and so they got 2 hits this inning. So 3 runs on 2 hits so far.
Gafford.
So in their first inning of playing in a conference tournament, Southwest Oklahoma, 3 runs on 2 hits and a 2-run homer, or 3-run homer. Pitch high. 0-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gafford, the first baseman for SWOSU. Dempsey's looking in. Now she kicks and delivers. Lifted to right field, and the catch is made, and that'll do it. But SWOSU makes all kinds of damage here, Joey. 3 runs on or 3 runs on 2 hits, no error. Take advantage of a couple walks.
And that's the end of the top of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first here in just a moment and see Arkansas Tech at bat for the first time. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
SAU feels like home because I've made lifelong friendships with people who care about me.
SAU feels like home because I'm part of so many traditions that create meaning for my college experience.
SAU feels like home because it's the perfect size to find people you share common interests with.
Come visit SAU and see why so many students are saying that Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
You dream of a place where you're valued just as you are, figuring out your future on a safe campus with caring friends and faculty. You do you at SWASU, Weatherford and Sayre. Being a Bulldog means being you.
Back in Bentonville, and Arkansas Tech finds itself in a 3-0 hole to get things going here. Joey McWilliams along with Troy Mitchell as Southwestern's first appearance since 2013 results in 3 runs on the board in the top half of the first inning. And the Lady Bulldogs now send Alyssa Friesen, the freshman, into the circle. She's 13-11 on the year, an ERA of 6.08. This is her 36th appearance and 25th start. She's pitched 11 complete games. And she is facing Gabby Vasquez, the senior, batting .376 right now. She's again given up 179 hits, 109 runs, 93 of those were earned, struck out 53 and walked 69 with an opponent's batting average of .310. Vasquez, by the way, batting .376, 53 hits this year, and she's the leadoff today.
Vasquez, 13 doubles, 6 triples. So you know she has some speed.
You know, with all these different teams that are up here, and we talk about the first appearance since 2013 for Southwestern, one of the teams, 3 teams in the tournament field this year that does not have a tournament championship to its credit. There have been 7 GAC tournaments, 6 different champions. The only repeat champion was Southern Arkansas 2015 and 2017, but there have been 6 different tournament champions in 7 years, and the possibility for, you know, a 7th. That would mean, of course, with Southern Nazarene, well, they've already been eliminated. Southwestern would have to advance and move on, and Ouachita, the other tournament team in the field that doesn't have a tournament championship yet. By the way, Ouachita taking on Southern Arkansas in the game following this one.
Right. All kinds of storylines in that, with that game. Of course, Southern Arkansas just a powerhouse the last few years. And Ouachita playing this tournament the whole season with heavy hearts after losing their coach mid-season.
Yes. Two GAC softball coaches have passed within the last 12 months. And Vasquez takes a seat, struck out swinging, and Friesen sits down her first conquest. And next to the at bat is Sydney Henson, left fielder, senior, batting .310. Of course, we talked about Coach McGee in Ouachita, and also Coach Alvy Early from Monticello, back not long after the GAC tournament in 2018. So
it was, and then I saw Coach McGee just a couple weeks before he passed. And it just, the cancer hit him hard, and it was very sad. We lost a good man. Well, both of them, great men. I remember Alvy coming to Henderson the last time after having knee replacement over there and putting his arm around me. What a great man, great human being. Did so much for women's athletics. You know, I've coached in so many sports.
Not just softball, but women's basketball.
athletics, women's basketball.
At Monticello too. Well,
and then Mike McGee really getting softball going for Ouachita, and you know, it's really sad, you know, to see guys go so young, and Mike was young.
Yes. 3-0 taken for a strike now, 3-1 the count. And Henson watches that, takes that for a ball. She'll go to first base as Henson now, for the 11th time this year, walked, and that brings up Megan Goodnight, the first baseman today, third consecutive senior to go to the plate for Arkansas Tech. Goodnight batting .386 on the year, 73 hits, has 16 doubles, 7 home runs, and 43 RBI. That's good for third for the Golden Suns. Well, to wrap up at least that part of the conversation, Troy, is that one well outside for a ball. The Great American Conference, we talk regularly on this broadcast and some of the other championship broadcasts about it being a family, and I think that there's no question about that. The coaches here are definitely a big part of that, softball and beyond, but we've talked about softball coaches. Fantastic gentlemen, fantastic ladies who do a lot for their programs, and that one's fair. It's going to stay fair. Goodnight goes to second, and going all the way home is Henson comes in for the score.
All the way from first base. That was a shot right down the line, right over the bag, and it'll be a double, stand-up double. And Tech is on the board. A strike for a run to answer Southwest Oklahoma. And now Tim Riley coming up.
Well, that was just enough to find that corner of the field, just over third base, found the corner, and it was a tough place for Kirk to be able to get the throw all the way in.
Timber Riley here can 447 freshman of the year. She just gets beaned, so she'll go to first base. So she doesn't have a chance to tie it up. So that'll bring up a.
Well, that was Riley. We'll talk more about her a little bit later on, as she is the GAC Freshman of the Year. Her first time to be at Bentonville. Someone who made a big name in Bentonville last year was Ashton Sangster, the junior, batting .319, playing center field. Now, with runners at first and second, Sangster comes up, and boy, she just got on base and would be at the next one almost immediately to follow. She has 14 stolen bases on 17 attempts this year, but getting on base is the big thing for her, and she has 53 hits, of course, again batting .319.
Well, they've broken up the conversation. Well, let's see what Sangster can do, hitting .319. 476 slugging percentage, 385 on base percentage. She hits .489 with runners in scoring position. So she's got one there. Base hit could most likely score a run. Try to cut this deficit, as SWOSU scored 3 in the first.
Well, you had said at the outset Southwestern would need to do something quickly to try to get up on top of Arkansas Tech, because the Golden Sun offense is very, very effective. Now, Southwestern, of course, did its part to lead into what you were saying. Now, the Bulldogs' defense needs to hold. And that is coming directly from Friesen right now.
You cannot get count. You know, we've said it, walks hurt you every time. And it hurt Dempsey in the top half of the first. It's going to hurt Friesen here in the bottom half. It's 3-0.
Sarah Coronado, a senior, batting .387, is on deck.
On the verge of loading the bases.
To do it, have to wait at least one more pitch to do that. Brings the count 3-1 now.
There's that hitter's pitch.
That one
right there on the knees.
Just in for a strike.
Now the count's full with one away.
Full count here as Sangster has 2 runners on, just one down. There's a swing, and it gets past the outstretched arms of the shortstop. Turning and coming home is Goodnight. Riley will stay at third, and an RBI single now for Sangster.
Barron bobbled it out in center field. You can see her on this play. She'll bobble it and allow the runners to move to second base. So I believe they're going to rule the single in there, and that is correct. They're going to rule the single in there. And now there's runners on second and third with one away, and Tech now scored 2 runs and chance to take the lead with another base hit. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change.
Just like that, 3-0 for Southwestern has evaporated, and Southwestern is going to make a change. We'll talk about that change when we come back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
In high school, people described me as bright,
hardworking, and dedicated.
That I had a big heart because I care about people and doing the right things.
Now, everywhere I look, I see an entire community just like that.
Learning more,
doing more,
and caring more.
A community of mission, Harding University.
Yeah, I've got choices.
I'm ready for my future.
Your future, your choice.
Miranda Grover is the new pitcher for Southwestern, and she has a 4-4 record. This will be her 27th appearance this season. 4.98 ERA as she's pitched 83 innings, given up 121 hits, 82 runs, 59 of them earned, struck out 15 and walked 37. And the opponent's batting average against Grover is .327. Well, she comes in a challenging situation here as her first pitch is going to be coming against Sarah Coronado. Coronado batting .387 on the year.
Pitch is low. Having a problem. Strike zone. You hate to see that if you're Southwest Oklahoma, see their lead just evaporate in a hurry.
Boy, and it has done just that. It hasn't evaporated completely, but the sun is out here, and the rest of that lead is threatening to go away. Do have word from across the Great American Conference footprint, and get that to you here in just a moment. Coronado bat on that one. Look over to the third. Throw to first is in time. Moreno over to Gafford, and that is out number 2. Good job for Moreno to step in. And by the way, Moreno, as we talked about, just moved over.
Comes to the plate.
Patty Laredo, a sophomore, batting .362. She's the third baseman.
10 home runs this year. So she's got a little bit of power, that's for sure. 13 doubles, 10 home runs, .645 slugging percentage.
If you were expecting to see this ball game and first pitch come at 12:30, we are in a compacted schedule right now, trying to beat out the weather. I know it's about 12:30 right now, Central Daylight Time. Well, we're already into the bottom of the first inning, and I can't say you haven't missed much, because you have. There's 5 runs on the board. Runners on right now with 2 down for Laredo, and Laredo is going to watch that one go by now. 2-1 the count. Weather has been a non-factor today. It has been a factor in the tournament itself. If this is your first game to be tuned in on, the tournament was originally scheduled to be started on Wednesday, double elimination. Now it is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, single elimination. As the pitch is in, Laredo a battle on that one, back to the pitcher, and the throw, 1-3. The inning is done, and the lead does not evaporate for Southwestern. Still, 1 run ahead, 3-2, as Arkansas Tech gets 2 runs on 2 hits and leaves 2 on base. And we have one complete in the books here from Bentonville. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
SAU feels like home because I've been treated like one of their own from the very beginning. While at SAU, I felt comfortable, encouraged, and motivated to succeed.
SAU feels like home because the atmosphere makes me feel secure and like I'm a part of a family.
SAU feels like home because everyone is here for our students. They care about our success.
Come visit SAU and see why so many students are saying that Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
New pitcher.
Yeah, that's right. New pitcher in the mound, in the circle, excuse me. Tried to avoid that, and it just came through anyway. New pitcher for Arkansas Tech. It is Bailey Schaefer, senior for the Golden Suns. As 3-2, 3-run inning for Southwestern in the top of the first, and that means that Dempsey is going to give way to Schaefer. We'll get her numbers to you here in just a moment. And leading things off for Southwestern, it's going to be Donaldson, Barron, and McAdoo. Caitlin Donaldson, a junior, batting .266. She is the designated hitter. Schaefer, by the way, is making her 34th appearance this season.
Nice pitch at the knees for strike.
Nothing new for her to come in relief, though. She started only 2 games in the previous 33 appearances, an ERA of 3.07, a win-loss record of 11-4. And coaxes a swing that time from Donaldson. It's now 1-2 the count. Schaefer with 4 saves this season also. Pitched 76 1/3 innings coming in. Given up 65 hits, 28 runs, 26 of them earned. Struck out 64 and walked 22. Has an opponent's batting average of .230.
So 2-2 count now. So we play in the top half of the second inning. Now could not hold on to it.
Just a bit of a tip there. It's going to keep Donaldson in for this at bat. And we are in our first batter of the top of the second inning, and both teams have already had pitching changes. Pitcher number 4 collectively on the day, and Donaldson will go back over to the first base dugout.
So count remains 2-2.
Donaldson, batting from the 7-hole today, has 29 RBI on the year, 3rd on the team in that statistical category, and nobody on for her to work with right now. Right now, she just needs to get on base.
She threw that off-speed pitch, and she just got a piece of it, fouled off.
Pitch is in. And the 2-2 was for a ball. Full count now. First batter here in the top of the second inning. And Schaefer having to work through this one. Donaldson fouls that off again as well. Winner of this game will take on Harding in the first game tomorrow.
game's set to begin at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so Harding get the whole full 24 hours, which is odd here.
That one, little dribbler over to third base. The throw is in time as Laredo gets it over to Goodnight. 5-3, and one down here in the top of the second inning for Southwestern. Keani Barron, a junior, batting .245, playing center field. Talked about the weather just a little earlier, Troy. Got word from Oklahoma City, and one of my daughters graduating from Oklahoma City University tomorrow.
Congratulations, proud dad.
I am a proud dad.
Well, you should be.
As Barron fouls that one back, and the text is that the weather that we've heard about from western Oklahoma is now in the Oklahoma City area and continuing east. She said the storms are pretty heavy, so stay safe. But what that means right now is it's in Oklahoma and not in Bentonville.
Yeah.
We have a nice, pretty day right now, and Barron has that one go just foul. 0-2 the count.
Well, let's just keep him.
Keep him
Oklahoma for a little while.
All right.
We can keep him Oklahoma for a while.
That one fouled right back in our direction here. Still an 0-2 count for Barron.
So 0-2 count. Here's a pitch.
There it is. Popped, drifts over for Coronado to step under, and now 2 gone in the inning. Brings up Ashton McAdoo as she is at the bottom of the order here for Southwestern, a freshman batting .227. By far the least amount of at-bats this season for Southwestern. It will be just her 67th time to the plate this year. 15 hits in those 67 trips.
Foul back.
Now that one back.
You wouldn't know it. Night sun's trying to sneak through here in Bentonville. I tell you, it was really crazy in Hot Springs yesterday. I was at the YMCA doing my swimming, and you couldn't see through the windows. All the rain. It was raining so hard. I thought the roof was caving in, and then all the flooding right there on Central Avenue. Cars were getting swept away, and by the time I left, it was sunny and beautiful for the drive all the way up here. It's just amazing how.
It has been something. It comes and it goes, and it's been pretty intense in these states and states around us and to the north.
We're going to get a couple days break, I guess, beginning Saturday and Sunday, but then again, severe storms in the middle of the week.
We hope we can get all these games in today. As McAdoo watches that one come through high, and out now is 2-2. Arkansas Tech is one of 2 teams from the Great American Conference in the Central Region rankings, pretty comfortably in the Central Regional rankings, as Tech at number 4 and Southern Arkansas in at number 5. So you would have to think if neither of these teams win the tournament, both would likely still advance to the NCAA tournament. And that one over the head of Laredo. It's going to go into the corner, picked up, thrown back in, standing up for a double for Southwestern is Ashton McAdoo, and the freshman.
She roped
was patient. She made it count.
She drove it right down the line. 2-out double here in the top half of the second. I tell you, I love it. I love that Southwest Oklahoma's coming in playing aggressive. You know, I haven't been in the conference tournament in so long, and they're here to try to make a statement, even though it's only a single elimination. You know, they win this game, it would be a big statement.
Well, it really would. You know, Arkansas Tech and Southern Arkansas, 2 of 4 teams in the Central Region rankings with at least 40 wins, and two of only 3 in the Central Region rankings with 40-plus in-region wins. Now, that's big.
Yeah.
So, again, you have to think win or lose, both these teams are in, but you also, for comfort's sake, for the fan bases and those following the conference, you think they at least want to win that opening game.
Right.
So Tech needs to pull off a victory down 3-2 right here, and that one high drifts into center field where Sangster is able to make the catch easily. But one hit, No runs, one left on base for Southwestern in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second here on the GAC Sports Network. Back in a moment.
I knew engineering would be a challenge, but that hasn't stopped me. Here, I could create a new organization and networking opportunities for women in STEM fields. At Arkansas Tech, I'm more than just a student. My name is Emily Torrialba, and I am a trailblazer.
At Arkansas Tech University, I find harmony between art and science. Here, I can sing into a microphone and learn how one works. Whether it's performing on the field or solving an equation, I'm constantly evolving to meet tomorrow's challenges. I am a musician and a future engineer. My name is Jordan Davis, and I'm a lifelong learner.
Southwestern not able to build on its lead in the top half of the second inning and hoping to keep that lead at just one run as Arkansas Tech will bring up the 8th hole, 9th hole, and top of the order in the bottom half of the second inning. Addis, Bunch, and Vasquez. You may look at that and go, okay, well, Troy, these are it's the bottom of the order. You get Vasquez again at the top of the order, 1, 2, and 3 in this inning. But wait, Mackenzie Addis, catcher, she's a returning all-tournament team from last year's defending championship run. Bailey Bunch, 9-hole, second base. She's also a returnee from last year's all-tournament team on the Arkansas Tech championship group. So, I mean, this is just a loaded lineup for the Golden Suns.
Yeah, and then we have a change in the outfield. New left fielder, number 16 or 18? Oh, they sent 16 out in the left. Oh, they re-entered. They must have re-entered.
Caitlin
they
Donaldson
re-entered. Yeah, that's what they did.
Was out there, and now it is Sydney Kirk that has come back into left field, re-entering.
And Donaldson was the DH, so they just switched places is what they've done.
And hit by pitch means Addis will take her base. Addis batting 197 on the year. By far, that's the lowest number, but she's able to get on base again. She has a .351 on-base percentage, and she gets on base there. Brings up Bailey Bunch, the senior, batting .228, playing second base. From last year's Arkansas Tech championship or tournament championship team, there were 5 players from Arkansas Tech that made the all-tournament team. 5 of the 12 players, Troy, 4 of them are back this year.
Yeah.
On the field here in Bentonville once again. Janie Knowles, the only senior from that group for Arkansas Tech.
It just tells you how deep they go and how they just keep reloading every year. Try to lay down a bunt. Foul. I like to do that little slap bunt. With nobody out and runner on first, you're just trying to advance the runner. You want to get another, try to tie this score up. You know, just the sun is coming out. I tell you, I just hope this is not the calm before the storm. Well, it stays like this.
Oklahoma City is a little distance away from Bentonville, so that whatever that storm is, unless something else develops, it's got a ways to go to get here. I'm pretty sure we're going to get this game in. Toward the next game, by the way, on the docket today, slated start time for first pitch is 2 o'clock today for Southern Arkansas, the top seed, and Ouachita. And then the nightcap, and that's a loose term because it's slated to start at 4 o'clock as the bunt was fouled back there. Southeastern and East Central is the final game of the day today.
Basically there's about 20 to 25 minutes between games tops. They don't have to do any field maintenance. That's the good thing, and that's what takes the longest. When you have
they'll touch it up a little bit. A few things here or there. I've seen the grounds crew out there, but the one thing I haven't seen is the little tractor, the little gator that's dragging the field. That turf definitely doesn't need to be dragged. The pitch gets away, and that means that Addis moves over to second base, really uncontested.
Be a wild pitch in the books. We were talking earlier in the first game about how Henderson State has turf on all their fields, and you're seeing more and more colleges go to the turf fields because, I mean, the initial cost.
And the catch is made in center field that time as
so the
Bunch takes a seat now after that long at bat. And it brings up Gabby Vasquez now. Vasquez coming back 0 for 1 on the day. Troy?
Well, you talk about the initial cost of the turf and everything, but when you figure the longevity of it, not having to do field maintenance, keeping up grass, lime, all that rain days, all that rain outs and everything, it pays for itself in the long run. And it is, you know, look who works on the field all the time when you had turf and stuff. It's the players and stuff. Yes. Now they can just focus on practicing, and you don't have to cut the grass. You don't have to rake the fields. You don't have to bring in what I call the kitty litter to diamond dry, rain games and so forth. You just have to deal with every now and then replacing the turf and home plate and pitcher's area, which they do have little replacements for that. So it pays for itself in the long run.
Vasquez struck out back in the first inning. 1-1 the count now. You know, another thing too is that for those facilities that have the turf, they're able to host a few other games too for some who don't, and you know, you might make a little gate, make a little concession.
Henderson hosted the conference baseball tournament a couple years. You know, because of the turf. That was the main reason.
Again, helps pay for it. Talked about that initial investment that can get that investment.
We had two of the conference tournaments there in baseball, and I had a great time. Some people say, how do you slide on carpet? Well, you tell you what, it's not as difficult as you think, you know, the way that type of turf is done.
One down, here's the 3-1.
Called strike. The one thing you have to get used to is when it's slick, you can slide right past the bag, so you got to get used to, you know, how to slide on turf.
It's an acquired art.
Yeah.
3-2 the count with one down. Gabby Vasquez has a runner on second now. And here comes the payoff pitch. Will send her to first base with the walk. So now runners on first and second. Sydney Henson, the senior, coming back to the plate for the second time today, batting .310. She walked back in the first inning.
Her sister played basketball for Henderson State. So had the GAC record for three-pointers made. I don't know if you remember her sister.
One Haley Henson.
Haley Henson.
Oh, goodness. Oh, yes.
Yes. She is now engaged to one of the Ready former men's basketball player, Matt Panaggio.
Okay.
From Florida. So, but so I'm sure the Hensons are somewhere around here.
I would imagine.
They don't live from Greenwood. So.
And Henson takes that one for a strike. I mentioned family too. We at these ball games, softball, baseball. I think as much as anything in those things in particular, where you see the family come out.
Well, I was just informed by Paul Smith, the Henson. See those tents behind the left field fence?
Okay.
That's where the family is.
All right.
That whole family, they got their tents out there.
Pavilions and a
as a matter of fact, I think I see her mother because I can just tell from knowing her and seeing her at Henderson games. So they got a nice contingent there behind the left center field fence.
Well, Henson, a senior now, has a 1-1 count with runners at first and second. Opportunity to move people over, and that one will bounce just foul.
I believe she's all conference and was part of the all scholar team. Scholarship athlete team. So
you like to see that with the athletes too, and you wonder sometimes with as many days as they're gone with all of this athletic event activity and these road trips for long series, how do you have time to get all that work done?
Well, you think about they play 4 games on the weekends. They play Friday, Saturdays.
Foul back.
So most of them are leaving Thursday night. So most of your classes are Monday through Thursday. So The only times they miss are midweek games, and there's not many midweek games. Only when you have the rivalry games. You know, when Arkansas Tech plays
conference in there, that's more baseball. But you're
Yeah.
right. It's those professors though that give that extra work. That's the thing. I mean, you get the teaching in class earlier in the week, but it's that extra homework.
So with so many classes being offered online now, which, you know, 2-2 count.
Now Henson again, a senior. 54 hits on the season and reaches for that one and strikes out swinging. And that was a pretty impressive pitch that time from Grover.
Yeah, it was
Henson
coming.
going.
It looked like it was coming right down and just faded away. And chased Henson. And now it brings up good night.
You know, one of the things though now you start to look at these longer at bats. They're really making Grover work in the circle now. And it's Megan Goodnight. Someone knows the things too about being in the circle as that pitch goes past McAdoo. The runners advance now to second and third. So it is Addis over at third base right now. Vasquez at second, and Goodnight. Megan Goodnight, who has 43 RBI on the year, batting .386. Opportunity to make something happen here.
Base hit. Could give Tech the lead here. Well, this game not going as fast as that first one. You know, but that's all right. You know, at least, you know, I was afraid we wouldn't get any of them in today.
The weather forecast looked like that yesterday. Goodnight batting .347 with runners in scoring position. Well, that's actually a little lower than her season average.
The key is to get 2 in today, because then if you have to play 4 tomorrow, you can't, because tomorrow's going to be a lot clearer. You know, and so if you have to play the next 2 games and then the semifinal games tomorrow, you know, a couple teams would have to play twice tomorrow, but still, you know, you're getting in.
It's better than 3 times in a day, and that's unlikely to happen.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen according to NCAA rules and everything, only on certain provisionary and approval.
Here's the 3-0 as Goodnight watches come across now. Again, there with 2 down here, there are worse things that can happen than to put Goodnight over at first. Maybe reset the pitch count here. See if you can go up against someone different than Goodnight, but that's a strike there. It's going to bring in 3 and 2, but then again, now you bring up Timber Riley, who is the cleanup batter, and that for a reason. And the freshman's having a great year as well, so this is just a difficult part of the lineup.
Big pitch here.
You're right.
Payoff
Runners will be going. Full count. 2 down. Goodnight puts it right back to the circle, the 1, the 3, and once again, Southwestern gets out of the inning. They retain a 1-run advantage now as no one scored for Arkansas Tech, and they leave 2-1. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
At Ouachita, we care deeply for our students, and we are seeking to invest in them every day.
My professors are some of the best people I've ever met. They love me, they care for me, they care about my well-being.
Faculty are so open to helping you, even outside of the classroom. Like the night before the test, they'll stay up till late in case you need help, and they're really open about that, just really helping you understand everything.
The faculty has challenged me in a way that I feel equipped for whatever comes my way outside of Ouachita.
The faculty and staff really pour into me every day in class, but also out of class. They're really invested in my future.
We develop relationships, and we really seek to pour into the whole person.
Schaefer in the circle for Arkansas Tech. Her team trails by 1 here in the top of the 3rd inning. It's Morris, Franklin, and Householder coming up for Southwestern. 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Fun day here in Bentonville. Always a good time at GAC softball.
Hannah Morris to step in, start things off for the Bulldogs.
Morris is 0 for 1 on the afternoon as she flew out to center field back in the first inning. And the first pitch watched go a little bit wide.
Hitting .354 on the season.
That one hit high, deep to right field, gone.
Goodbye, Mr. Rawlings. The second one for Southwest Oklahoma today, and they had a run.
Wow. Hannah Morris puts that one out. It is her 4th home run of the season, 28th RBI, and the Southwestern Lady Bulldogs making some noise here in Bentonville, up now 4-2. And there's just really not a lot of wind to speak of right now.
She just turned on it and drove it, and she knew it as soon as she left the bat. And that would have been out about any ballpark. I mean, it says it's 190 out there, but it landed a good 40 feet beyond that fence.
Really not a play for that at all as Gabby Vasquez turned,
looked up
a little bit, and that was about it. So from Hannah to Hannah now, and by the way, there are 3 Hannahs on the Southwestern roster this season.
Well, I think that's a prerequisite.
Hannah Franklin. Franklin batting .350 on the year.
Like you said, there's just no wind. It's just calm out there, and so none of these are wind aided. Both the home runs that Southwest Oklahoma's hit today are just legitimate bombs.
A little low. Count now 2-0. 2-1, excuse me. Franklin puts a bat on that one, and it will stay fair. Mishandled over at third base.
She'll go to second base.
Base gets in the way there a little bit too, so. Franklin makes it all the way to second base, and with nobody out now, it brings up the senior cleanup batter, Samantha Householder. And Householder again now batting .318.
Well, after a no-hitter in the first game, you know, Hip has the no-hitter. That was the 4th of the conference, in a conference tournament. The other 3, Hannah Gill of Southern Arkansas did it against Southwest Oklahoma back in 2013. And then Michelle Sorensen of Henderson State did it against Southern Arkansas, won 9-0 back in 2015. That was the year Henderson went to the regionals for the first time. And then in 2016, Jalissa Gum against Southern Nazarene went 2-0 victory, 2-0. You remember Jalissa Gum?
I do.
Gum and Sorensen used to have some great battles. You know, matter of fact, they're in the record books. NCAA record books, all the 21 inning extra inning game, and then there's back-to-back extra inning games.
Yeah, those were ridiculous. As Householder gets the bat on that over to third, and Laredo gets the throw to first, and that'll retire Householder for the first out of the inning. And Franklin will stay at third base. Yeah, those were some pretty intense matchups. Gum with the most recent no-hitter prior to what we saw just a few moments ago from Jenna Hip of Harding. And Harding coming away with an 8-0 victory over Southern Nazarene in game number 1. So the 3 seed moves on. Winner of this game will take on number 3 seeded Harding tomorrow afternoon.
I don't know how many no-hitters they've had in the baseball tournament, but I am aware of one. And you were part of that broadcast.
Yeah.
Chris Hunt was 1 pitch away from a perfect game. Gave up a walk and hit 99 pitches and went to 9 innings against Southeastern Oklahoma.
But before I miss the chance again, Sydney Kirk is a senior.
Okay.
Sydney Kirk, by the way, who had a 3-run home run back in the first inning. 1 for 1 on the day, batting .252 now. has 22 RBI on the year, and that was her 7th home run. And that one will drift foul on the right field line. Yeah, that was a very impressive game. I just didn't want to miss the opportunity to talk about Sydney again.
Yeah.
Didn't give her the proper introduction first go-round, and she cranked it. That off the Bentonville High School scoreboard there on the left field side. So Kirk now 1 for 1 on the afternoon. Kirk, one of 2 seniors on this squad that stuck around with Coach Marr and said, we're gonna do this with you, and they have. They've made it into the postseason now.
Schaefer looks frustrated in the middle of the circle. Watching her after every pitch. I don't know if that's just her normal. She just looks frustrated after every pitch. I don't know, that may be her normal routine and the way she is, but she just doesn't look comfortable.
Her team trailing 4-2 now here in the top of the 3rd inning, and that one sent foul as well. That one went far foul. I appreciate the references of the local towns here and about the Bentonville area. We mentioned Paul Smith in the previous game's broadcast. Paul calling for the Golden Suns Network now as Arkansas Tech trailing by 2, and Schaefer sends another runner to first by way of the walk. So Kirk is on first right now. Franklin on second. That brings up Allison Gafford, the junior, batting .242 as she sent a fly ball to right field out back in the 1st inning.
She gave it a ride too.
Yeah.
So 2 runners on base with 1 away. Southwest Oklahoma, you get an opportunity. You need to take advantage of every one of them when you're playing a team like Arkansas Tech. To find a way to score that run from second base with less than 2 outs.
That one just misses for a ball. 1-1 the count with 1 down. Yeah, you have to think that this is another one of those opportunities you don't get all the time. And that one's high, will drift over. Laredo comes over and makes the play. About the coach's box there.
And coach wasn't very happy on that one.
2 down.
She started looking down, shaking her head. So Schaefer gains her composure and gets that out. Now she can just get out of the inning without giving up any more runs.
Caitlin Donaldson, the designated hitter now, the junior.
Nice pitch right down the heart of the plate.
Donaldson ground out to third back in the 2nd inning. And offering from Schaefer that time. Just misses again.
And that looked like one of the first earlier pitches.
I'll tell you what, she's been trying to paint those corners and just hasn't been as successful as she'd like to be. That could add to some degree of frustration right there. That one.
And they called her swinging on that one. So it's 1-2. Little drop ball, and Donaldson kind of gave a half-hearted whiff at it. So here comes the 1-2 pitch from Schaefer.
That one goes a little high. Rise ball right there.
Yeah, she tried to drop it in there.
So we mentioned GAC almost definitely, and that one,
little dribbler.
No, it went off her body.
They called a foul. They called a foul.
A little slow on the call. Everything about that was slow developing. The call, her making her way to first base, she decided, hey, I better run.
Yeah.
But that was off her body. So GAC definitely a 2-team league into the NCAA tournament. Could be a 3-team league, depending upon what happens in the next 2 or 3 days.
Great.
And strike 3 is
froze Donaldson.
Oh, Donaldson watched that one come across, and Tech allows 1 run right there. So another hit, another run, a home run as a matter of fact. And Southwestern now on top of Arkansas Tech 4-2. The We're going to the bottom of the third here in just a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days, I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
My college journey allowed me to become a versatile musician, a well-rounded student, and a stronger person. My experience at Henderson State University is why I live ready.
Back here in Bentonville, the Tiger Athletic Complex, as Southwestern now trying to make some defense of its 4-2 lead. Arkansas Tech bringing up Timber Riley, Ashton Sangster, and Sarah Coronado.
Well, sounds like some potential dangerous part of the lineup.
No doubt. That is 4, 5, and 6 right there in the middle, as Riley, freshman of the year, batting .447. She watches that one go by for a strike. Arkansas Tech represented the All-GAC softball team, and that hit Riley, and she's going to run this one off, but grimace a little bit as she goes down. Walk that off, looked like it hit that left ankle. Riley again, the freshman of the year, on the first team All-GAC team as a designated player from right here in Bentonville, Arkansas. And yeah, that went off the left foot. They've rolled up the ankle too. She might have done a good job of defending that a little bit with the bottom of her shoe too, I think. Megan Goodnight on the first team. Gabby Vasquez, Ashton Sangster, and Megan Goodnight twice on the first team as both a pitcher and utility player. And Sarah Coronado on the first team for All-GAC recognition this year. 5 players, and well, 6 if you want to count Goodnight twice. I'm sure most most coaches wouldn't want to see her in the batting lineup twice. No. So. Batting now, by the way, for Arkansas Tech is Ashton Sangster. I mentioned her as one of those first teamers All-GAC this year. Sangster coming in at batting .319. Sangster, that one to third. The throw in time gets the lead runner is Riley. But Sangster will advance to first. The fielder's choice.
Sangster was almost, she was headed to second base because nobody was covering, and finally the Southwest Oklahoma players saw her, and
so, well, a little discussion now as to who was where. Southwestern Coach Marr saying, well, hey, now wait a minute. I think she's maybe trying to talk the ump into a call too, so we can get that done. Well, it's Sangster now at first. Sarah Coronado batting now for Arkansas Tech, the senior. Coronado with 49 RBI this year. On-base percentage of .492. She may be looking to try to just move over a teammate. And there's the jump. And Sangster, a good jump, and is able to get in safely to second. McAdoo's throw not in time. And for Ashton Sangster, it is the 15th stolen base this season. And I'm listening, and I heard Paul say the 63rd stolen base of the year. Paul Smith, not only the broadcaster for Arkansas Tech, but generally knows everything about Arkansas Tech as the sports information director. That one right back. And the toss is not going to be on time. They're going to look, really quickly and be sure and check that time as that one was hit back so solidly to Grover.
Looks like it went right off the heel of the glove. Yeah, that's where she pointed.
Okay,
watch how hard.
May stay there. It does. Off the glove, knocks the glove off of her hand. And Coach Marr will check on her. By the way, that was not her throwing hand. So looks like she's going to be okay.
Yeah, she's okay.
In the meantime, well, what does this mean? Well, it means a hit Coronado as she gets over to first base, and Sangster moves to third. So runners at the corners now as the sophomore third baseman Patty Laredo comes up, batting .362 coming into today. To the score. Southwestern got up 3-0 in the first inning. Saw 2 runs be put back on the board for Tech. And the second home run of the day, this one over the right field wall, brings the Southwestern lead to 4-2. Lady Bulldogs with 2 homers today.
The only team to have home runs so far in this tournament.
Coronado acting like she may try to advance. And that's where you have to think about who's on third base at this time. If you're McAdoo for Southwestern, you just have to be aware Ashton Sangster is at third.
Right.
Unless something is a sure deal, and even then, you may not want to make that throw, especially with 1 out. And Patty Laredo fouls that one back and actually makes its way into the baseball field here for Bentonville at the Tiger Athletic Complex. Has the tarp over it today. Not the same turf out there on the baseball field as there is over here on the softball side. Again, just a fantastic complex though. And Laredo fouls that one back as well.
So 2-2 count. Big pitch now coming with runners on the corners and 1 away. She could get out of this inning without any runs scored. And Southwest Oklahoma's out hit Arkansas Tech 5-3.
There's the 2-2. Laredo reaches for that one again. She stays alive in the at-bat though. Southwestern 21 wins overall this season, 20 wins in GAC play. And they've really stepped it up. They won 13 back in 2018, 18 back in 2017, 17 back in 2016. And the first year for Coach Marr, I may have been trying to find her ground a little bit. Southwestern won just 8 ball games back in 2015, only 4 in conference play. So it is a program that is going in the right direction right now.
You got to build. You got to you got to crawl before you can walk, and that's what they've done. They're making progress slowly, and they're still fairly young.
And Coronado makes the run over to second base, and that was a good decision by McAdoo. Just go ahead, pick up the ball. The ball was in the turf. Pick it up and just look back down and see Sangster's there at third. You have to go, by the way, back to 2012 to find a 20-plus win season for Southwestern. First year in the GAC, and the Lady Dogs won 32 that year. And Laredo liner back to third, and Southwestern could not have asked for anything better. Great job by Grover as Laredo worked the at-bat, the liner to third base, the nice grab by Moreno. And now 2 down.
Just stuck her glove up. Good job. And I tell you, credit the Arkansas Tech runners for not going for, because that could have been an easy double play.
That's right. That's exactly
right. They froze on as soon as she hit it and was able to get back without any problems.
Mackenzie Addis now batting for Arkansas Tech, sophomore. And you know, Troy, you're exactly right. I mean, I've mentioned repeatedly, probably too much, Sangster's fast. She would have been that fast to make to beat that throw into home, and that would have been a double play. Now at least the inning is still alive with opportunity. 2 down. And Addis watches that one go outside. 1-1 now the count.
Arkansas Tech with 2 runners on in scoring position and less than 2 outs, and Southwest Oklahoma a chance to get out of it.
That one is high, it is deep, and it is over the outstretched arms of Kiana Barron. And so 2 runs score, and this game is knotted up at 4 apiece.
That was deceiving. That ball just kept drifting and drifting. I mean, I thought it was a routine fly ball, but it just kept drifting and drifting out and landed right in front of the fence. And most ballparks that we play in the conference is gone, but this, you know, it's 225 out there.
Mackenzie Addis has RBI number 8 and number 9 now on the year. With that double, just her 3rd double of the season. That's going to bring Bailey Bunch up for Arkansas Tech, and this game is tied again at 4 apiece. All right, the call now that we have is a delay of game. It is a weather delay of game. There is lightning in the area. You may or may not have heard the thunder, but this game is going to be temporarily suspended. The score is 4-4 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 down. And we're going to go ahead and take a break here from Bentonville, Arkansas. I'm Joey McWilliams along with Troy Mitchell and our GAC Sports Network crew. We'll be back when we're back.
The GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
Well, Southwestern Oklahoma came out exactly what they needed to do, score 3 runs right off the bat, but Arkansas Tech answered. And right before we ended yesterday, that big double by Mackenzie Addis, a 2-run double, who was like 0 for her last 32, and she hit that double to tie the game, and now we got a runner on second base, 3-1 count to Bailey Bunch as Miranda Grover, the pitcher for Southwestern Oklahoma. Both pitchers went out in the 1st inning.
Yep, that's right. Miranda Grover and as Alyssa Friesen was the starter, and Kristen Dempsey started for Tech. Expect to see Bailey Schaefer out there whenever Tech takes the field. So again, 3 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd for Southwestern. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and it was 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd for Arkansas Tech. 4-4-0 their line. A good at bat to get us started here. Bailey Bunch against Grover. 3-2 with 2 outs. Ground ball, second baseman has it over to first, and that will complete the third inning. We'll head to the fourth here in just a moment. We're underway in the tournament championship here from the Tiger Athletic Complex in Bentonville on the GAC Sports Network.
In high school, people described me as bright,
hardworking, and dedicated.
That I had a big heart because I care about people and doing the right things.
Now, everywhere I look, I see an entire community just like that.
Learning more,
doing more,
and caring more.
A community of mission, Harding University.
Bailey Schaefer for Arkansas Tech on in relief of Kristen Dempsey. And the numbers for Schaefer so far, 2 innings. And she's given up, striking out 1. So again, Troy, just kind of get us recapped of yesterday. We were able to get 1 game in. Harding picked up the victory, and we're going to play 4.5 here today.
4.5. Harding won the first one 8-0, no-hitter, the 4th hitter in conference tournament history by hip, and she just, she was mowing them down. Got a little bit of trouble in that first inning, but got it with an error and a walk, but got out of it and just started mowing them down. I think retired the last 13 straight batters, and Harding just put the offense together there in the 4th and 5th innings, the run rule. Southern Nazarene yesterday.
Got all of Schaefer's numbers here. 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run it was earned, and walked 1, struck out 1, has faced 10 batters so far, and she's going to be facing 8-9-1 in the batting order for Southwestern.
Well, we talked about how single elimination changes the whole complexion of a tournament because you have a plan. And yesterday we're saying nobody's playing 2 games in 1 day. Well, today, the one team that has the advantage is Harding.
Sure.
They're only going to play 1 game regardless, but everybody else will, if the winners have to play 2 games.
Keani Barron will be up first for Southwestern Oklahoma. A blooper to second, and that will be picked up by the second baseman, Bailey Bunch, for the first out.
And why I say it changes complexion, you're going to go all out. That's why you could see some upsets here in this opening round, because everybody's going to go all out knowing that this is it. It's one and done, and you never know what can happen. We've seen teams like Southern Naz beat Southern Arkansas and stuff like that, and that can happen.
Sure.
And Ouachita Baptist had a no-hitter earlier against Southern Naz or Southern Arkansas and lost.
Right.
So you never know what can happen in a single elimination tournament. And we were saying that they're pretty solid. Arkansas Tech and Southern Arkansas 4-5 in the region. They're in. They're going to the postseason. Anybody else? There's a good chance. There's a chance we could send 3 teams if we see an upset.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about those regional rankings. Currently Arkansas Tech 4th, Southern Arkansas 5th. So this is Ashton McAdoo, the freshman, hitting .227 entering the tournament. Starting her 44th contest. 1-1 count, 1 out, bases empty. That one goes off of 1 hop to the shortstop, over to first in time. A couple of steps in front of the runner. The throw from Sarah Coronado for the second out.
Coronado, a nice arm over to first base. Had to hurry a little bit because she was playing deep. And you see him playing a little bit deeper because of the turf. That ball's going to skip off the turf, as you see right there. And Coronado with a nice arm just guns her down. And that's the difference. None of these teams can play on turf.
Right.
The only team that has turf is not here this year, and that's Henderson State.
Southern Arkansas also.
They have turf now. Yeah, they got turf. That's my mistake. My mistake. But, I mean, they're not used to it except Southern Arkansas in this tournament.
Of course, we've had the turf in the outfield. And now the infield surface turf this year. And well, we didn't expect any rain earlier today, but we got a little bit, so that's helped keep the field somewhat dry, having that turf out there. But you look on top of the dugouts, Troy, you got some puddles sitting up there, so hopefully that's all going to clear out.
Well, we say it's supposed to burn off. That's the one thing about the turf. You're going to see it's wet. The ball's going to skip. And the runners sliding in the base is going to have to be careful because it's easy to slide right past the bag.
Amanda Marino, the sophomore, with a 356 average out of the top spot in the lineup. This one's going to go into right and fall for a base hit. That one almost got past the right fielder, but she was able to glove it. Gabby Vasquez reels it back in, and it's just a single.
So Vasquez did a great job. You saw how that ball just skipped a bit, and Vasquez was deep enough, was able to hold her to a single.
2-out base hit will bring up Hannah Morris, also a sophomore. Southern Arkansas first place, Arkansas Tech second by just half a game. Harding in at the 3 spot, Southeastern 4. First pitch swinging down the left field line, foul territory. Backhand glove made by the
Sydney
left fielder.
Henson.
Yep. And so 2-out single, but nothing more after that for Southwestern in their half of the 4th. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 4 on the GAC Sports Network.
There's that kid.
Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
SAU feels like home because I've made lifelong friendships with people who care about me.
SAU feels like home because I'm part of so many traditions that create meaning for my college experience.
SAU feels like home because it's the perfect size to find people you share common interests with.
Come visit SAU and see why so many students are saying that Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
Yeah, I've got choices.
I'm ready for my future. Your future, your choice.
Bottom of the 4th from the Tiger Athletic Complex. We're going through the standings for you a moment ago. And coming up next, we'll have Southern Arkansas and Ouachita, our 1-8 matchup. But here we are in the 4th, tied at 4 between Arkansas Tech and Southwestern. And up first for the Golden Suns is Gabby Vasquez, the right fielder. 376 batting average out of that leadoff spot. That's what you like to see if you're a coach. Getting on base.
Getting on base, that's the key. Money ball.
.519 on base percentage. We'll take on the corner for a strike.
Means getting on base 52% of the time. That's pretty impressive. Over half the time, you know. How just get on base. You know, it's like we say Moneyball, the old movie. You know, do you get on base? And that's so important.
Yep. Take outside right there. So after Vasquez, it'll be Henson and Goodnight, top 3 in the lineup. 41-13, the record for Arkansas Tech. Vasquez struck out in the first, did reach base in the second on a walk. Swing away at this one and foul it back off the post, back out to the foul line. 1-2 the count.
Vasquez, the senior from Louisville, Texas, first team all-conference selection. Arkansas Tech, always a solid program.
Wonder if she was a Louisville Fighting Farmer. I don't know. There's several schools in that area. Inside, and that'll go for ball 2.
That ball kind of just broke. If you saw it, it just moved inside, and that was, she's lucky. I thought that was going to ring her up. Of course, head coach for Arkansas Tech, Christina McSweeney, there for her 7th season.
There's strike 3.
That froze her pretty good. She didn't expect that. She thought that was going to drop away, and it stayed right there. So
sure did. Vasquez lets that one go past her. Strikes out for the second time today.
Well, in this game anyway, not today.
Well, yeah, that's true. I guess so.
That's funny to say.
Yeah. Sydney Henson, 310 batting average. And that one's up high.
You see how her ball comes across, you know.
Miranda Grover pitching for Southwestern. Of course, filling in for Joey McWilliams today. If some of you were tuned in, yesterday, he is off to watch his daughter graduate today. Picked up nicely by the second baseman, gaffered over to first for the putout.
Interesting note. There's three teams in softball from the state of Oklahoma that are #1 nationally ranked. You got Oklahoma.
Yep.
You got Central Oklahoma in the Division II. And then you got, I believe it's Oklahoma Science and Arts.
Yeah.
They're first in NAIA.
Oh.
You could Oklahoma is a powerhouse for softball. I mean, you got Oklahoma City.
Off of the third baseman. Shortstop will pick it up, and not in time. Over to first. An error on third baseman there. That allows Megan Goodnight to reach. So a 2-out base runner for Arkansas Tech now.
Now Timber Riley, dangerous hitter coming up. First team all conference. She's a freshman from Bentonville right here.
Freshman of the year.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, her numbers are phenomenal.
447 batting average.
That's just phenomenal. How about that slugging though?
845, 11 home runs, 6 doubles and a triple. That's going to be a foul ball.
Back here in her hometown of Bentonville.
How about that?
Right here, she's got to be feeling comfortable playing it in front of her home. Probably a lot of her former teammates are probably here watching.
We've seen a few players from Bentonville land in the Great American Conference.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, a lot of the GAC schools start their year up here. The big tournaments at the beginning of the year.
Right. They have that 8 states classic.
Yeah.
You see the Arkansas Tech fans behind the left field fence. That's where they're standing. They got like a little picnic going.
Hard ground ball foul on the third base side.
They have a little, I know they've all been sitting out there. I guess they got a great view through that windscreen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You see a bunch of them out there. So look at them. They're enjoying themselves. See, and they got their beverages, and the guy just brought in a bunch of food. So a lot of them are parents. I can see the Henson family right there. She's all bundled up. Of course, I'm very familiar with the Henson family.
Yeah. Oh. Hit by the pitch there. Well, talk about getting on base. Timber Riley reaches again. Third time in the contest. Hit by pitch. How about that? And so first and second for Arkansas Tech.
Like I say, known to Henson family.
Yeah.
Haley Henson,
Right.
she's got the conference record for 3-pointers, 4-year player for Henderson State, over 1,000 points in their career. And she just recently got engaged to a former Ready basketball player, Matt Panaggio, if you remember.
I do remember that name as well.
Florida.
Yeah.
And Haley's here. They're here watching the game. I saw her yesterday. It was great to see her.
There's Ashton Sangster. Runners are going to advance without a throw there. The pass ball, that one was in the glove of the catcher. And second and third, Arkansas Tech has something rolling here, 2 down.
Well, that's when they scored their runs in the third inning with 2 outs. A 2-run double. So,
of course, remember, Goodnight reaches on the error.
Right.
Picks up that cleanly and throws over to first. The inning would have been over a long time ago.
Right.
Instead, second and third with 2 outs. Sangster, the junior, with a .319 batting average, a 1-0 count to look at here. Foul back.
Sangster, also a first-team all-conference selection, and also a member of the Scholar Athlete Award.
She singled, RBI single in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Hard hit ball, left center field, right into the gap. One hops the wall, and both runs are in for Arkansas Tech. She's turning for 3.
Wow.
How about that? She never even slowed down at second. And it's a 2 RBI triple for Ashton Sangster.
Does Arkansas Tech have tracked because she was flying? I mean, she was flying around the bases. Hey, back-to-back innings, 2 out, delivering with 2 outs. That's what you'd love to see when your team can deliver with 2 outs. And they've scored 4 runs now, all down 2 outs. So Now it's a 6-4 lead for Arkansas Tech. They're swinging the bats. They didn't expect all these hits so quick, but, you know, I didn't expect a high-scoring game. Usually in the first-round games you're expecting low-scoring games, but both teams are swinging a stick.
Absolutely. On breaks that 4-4 tie to give the Golden Suns a 2-run advantage, 6-4 now. 6 runs on 5 hits for Arkansas Tech. And a visit in the circle, that is now over, and it brings Sarah Coronado to the plate. Still a chance to bring another run in. Sangster at third. 387 average for Coronado and 150 at-bats this year. Driven in 49 with 10 doubles and 11 home runs. That was entering the contest. Take a strike.
Senior from Frisco, Texas, another first-teamer. Arkansas Tech had 5 first-teamers.
Wow.
If you want to consider Goodnight, she makes 6 because she got first-team twice.
Let's count her twice. Let's do that.
But if you look at 9 all-conference players.
Wow, yeah. Well, just half a game out of first place. It was that close between Arkansas Tech and Southern Arkansas.
And I also want to add they had 4 distinguished scholar athletes and 1 elite scholar athlete, which was Sydney Henson.
Fly ball to left, but it's playable, and it is caught. Left fielder Kirk makes the grab, and it will end the inning. A 2 RBI triple from Sangster gives Arkansas Tech a 6-4 advantage after 4 here on the GAC Sports Network.
You dream of a place where you're valued just as you are, figuring out your future on a safe campus with caring friends and faculty. You do you at SWASU, Weatherford and Sayre. Being a Bulldog means being you.
Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
SAU feels like home because I've been treated like one of their own from the very beginning. While at SAU, I felt comfortable, encouraged, and motivated to succeed.
SAU feels like home because the atmosphere makes me feel secure and like I'm a part of a family.
SAU feels like home because everyone is here for our students. They care about our success.
Come visit SAU and see why so many students are saying that Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus, and why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Hannah Franklin will be up first against Bailey Schaefer pitching for Arkansas Tech, and after Franklin will be Savannah Householder, then Sydney Kirk. 3, 4, 5 in the batting order, Troy. Southwestern finds themselves down by 2 runs now, 6-4.
They really need to answer now because if she gets set, if she gets settled in the circle and gets that lead, you know, she's dangerous.
From the Tiger Athletic Complex in Bentonville, suspended game yesterday due to the weather, and we picked it up in the bottom of the 3rd. Here we are in the top of the 5th now.
Yeah, Bailey Schaefer seems to be much more comfortable today than she was yesterday. She's trying to get settled in. And I'm sure they would love for her to finish this and not have to use Goodnight until the next game.
Right, exactly. 0-2 now the count. That's on the corner. Strike 3 looking.
That had that little breaking. It was breaking away, but just hit the corner. Great pitch by Schaefer. Schaefer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another senior. A lot of seniors on this Arkansas Tech team, but they reload every year. It's just a great program.
Now the cleanup hitter, Samantha Householder, and she is 0 for 1 so far in this contest. Entered the tournament with a .318 batting average. 37 runs driven in. 7 doubles and a big 6 triples. How about that? That's the most on the team.
Michael, watching Schaefer today compared to yesterday, she's got great movement on her pitches today. She just did not seem comfortable yesterday. And you can just watch her pitches. It's great. Oh, brought that change up in. It just didn't drop in.
First base umpire says she didn't go.
So she's looking really good today.
Householder did reach on a walk in the first inning. Take right down the middle that time.
And she probably didn't expect to pitch yesterday, so she was brought in. And today she knew she was going to pitch, so she was more prepared. And that really does play on your mind a little bit. You know, if you know that you're pitching, compared if not knowing.
That one had a little bit of movement on it. Foul ball down the third base side. See that sign there, 190 down the left field, right field foul poles, 225 straightaway center here in Bentonville.
Nice job of Householder fighting it off. An first team all-conference member.
This one down the left field line this time, and it will bounce once in front of the left fielder, Henson, and it's a one-out single there for Southwestern.
Well, there's Henson playing that turf. Backing up, knowing that it's going to bounce and take a big bounce, because if she would have came up on it, it would have went to the fence, and you may have saw her on third base. So you got to get used to the playing on turf, and she did a good job there.
One out hit for Southwestern. Sydney Kirk at the plate. Kirk, a senior, hitting 246. That's going to get way past the catcher, but it ricochets to her. A throw to second, not quite in time. Friendly little bounce off the backstop to the catcher, Addis.
And I think Householder was shocked that there was even a throw down,
Sure.
Because she saw it get away. You look at it and say, what?
She did.
Like, what? What the hell? How the heck?
Smile there.
How did you get that ball that quick? Yeah, Joey McWilliams giving me that tip about the Oklahoma school, or the 3 Oklahomas.
Oh, yeah.
So I told him I would make sure I'd get it in.
Well, Mr. OklahomaSports.net, I mean, nobody else would keep up with it the way he does. High fly ball, right center field. Outfielder's going back, and the center fielder there gets the grab. Sangster up against the wall, makes the catch, gets a high five from her teammates as well.
Well, that's out of most parks in the Great American Conference.
Yeah.
Watch this fade all the way to the fence. It's like, it's 225. That was probably about 215.
There you go. Runner did advance to third on the play.
And I know most parks are all 200 all the way around. Henderson's all 200 all the way around. So that would have been out of probably most parks in our conference.
Take outside for ball one that time. Definitely got a good piece of that one. Hannah Owen is batting, the freshman for Southwestern. Slow little ground ball, third, picked up, fires to first in time as Laredo is able to go to good night for the out. Runner left at third, does not score, 6-4. Heading to the bottom of the fifth on the GAC Sports Network.
I knew engineering would be a challenge, but that hasn't stopped me. Here, I could create a new organization and networking opportunities for women in STEM fields. At Arkansas Tech, I'm more than just a student. My name is Emily Torrialba, and I am a trailblazer.
At Arkansas Tech University, I find harmony between art and science. Here, I can sing into a microphone and learn how one works. Whether it's performing on the field or solving an equation, I'm constantly evolving to meet tomorrow's challenges. I am a musician and a future engineer. My name is Jordan Davis, and I'm a lifelong learner.
Southern Arkansas University feels like home.
SAU feels like home to me because it is my home away from home. My professors, friends, and classmates have taken on a caring and supportive role for me.
SAU feels like home because the faculty treats me like a part of their family, and they do everything in their power to help me succeed.
SAU feels like home to me because the atmosphere on campus makes me feel secure and like I'm part of a family.
Come visit SAU and see why so many students are saying that Southern Arkansas University feels like
on Southwestern Oklahoma State. Patty Laredo, Mackenzie Addis, and Bailey Bunch. 7, 8, 9 in the batting order for the Golden Suns, and Laredo will take a strike. 362 average for the sophomore, Troy.
I'll tell you, the averages in Arkansas Tech are just very, very impressive. We got some great hitters in this conference.
Lots of 3s and 400s, that's for sure. Hard hit ball, picked up nicely by the third baseman. Foul, says the home plate umpire.
Ooh. Let's check it. I like to check that again because that looked close.
Amanda Marino got a nice glove on it, but foul territory. Just a strike, as they say. And so Laredo again will stand in. 59 runs batted in this year, 13 doubles and 10 home runs. She'll go back to the third baseman off the glove, and it's foul again.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. Even though she touched it, she was in foul territory, so.
For 2 for Laredo in this contest. That bat in the first, a ground out, and a line out in the third inning. Line in the count 0-2. A little miss off the plate and a wasted pitch there. Grover, see if she'd chase it. She did not. Told you Ouachita Baptist and Southern Arkansas next, and we got the Ouachita players in the cages hitting. Some of the SAU players down there as well. We'll drop low for a ball, make it 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, she doesn't need to get in any more trouble. She's got to keep Arkansas Tech right where they're at.
Hard hit ground ball. That's going to get through past the shortstop and a base hit. So her first hit in the contest for Patty Laredo. Bring up Mackenzie Addis, who had one of the big hits earlier.
This is where Harding exploded yesterday here in the 5th inning. Arkansas Tech, if they get something going with their sticks, the way they can hit.
So Laredo reaches, and Ashley Landry into pitch run for her.
Plus, you're going against Grover now a second or third time through the lineup. So you've got her. Now you got a pinch runner. Ashley Landry coming in to pinch run. So.
Yeah, and as they showed her, I couldn't help but notice Maddie Dow there, former SAU great and standout. Had some big games here. Assistant coach for Arkansas Tech now.
There's been a lot of former players I've seen here. Michelle Sorensen was here yesterday. I'm sure she's going to be here today. I believe she's going to be a graduate assistant at one of the other schools in the conference.
Okay.
But, yeah, she finished her career at Henderson State.
Yeah,
great career.
What a great career it was. We called some amazing games of hers here. In fact, one of those no-hitters.
No-hitters, exactly. She had one of the 4 no-hitters. Well, and, now
just going to show the bunt again. And nothing happening that time.
And I tell you, it was some great battles between her and Jalissa Gum, who had one of those other no-hitters here.
Well, we might as well mention the 4th one then.
Yeah.
Hannah Gill.
Yes.
At SAU.
So
were no-hitters.
Yeah. So, but Gum and Sorensen, friends. But man, they had some great competition.
Yeah.
A 21-inning affair at Henderson, and then turn around and have 10 innings next game. Both pitchers went the distance.
Yeah.
And then they're pitching the next day and go 10 innings the next day.
Fun to watch. Jalissa Gum a couple of years ago. A remarkable season.
We've had some great players in this conference.
1-2 now the count. And that will miss inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And you look how this conference has built and gotten stronger softball. Harding just started a softball program a few years ago. And all of a sudden they're hosting regionals and a super regional, and they were just 1 game away from going to the national championships.
Ground ball hit to the shortstop. Got 1 on the pinch runner who was sliding into second. So Morris to Household, fielder's choice, and that is going to bring up Bailey Bunch. 1 out and 1 on.
Of course, today is May the 4th, so May the 4th be before.
That's usually Joey's line, but somebody has to throw it in there, so good for you. Yes, may the 4th be with you.
You know, this was also a sad day in history a long time ago, about 49 years ago.
Wondering where you're going with this. Okay.
It happened in Ohio.
Okay.
It was the Kent State, the National Guard invaded Kent State, and the shootings of the 4 students in 1970. Sad day in history.
Yeah, sure.
But that was just kind of what was going on at that time.
Wow.
You know, because the Vietnam War and everything else. And I went to school with one of the guys that he became a professor at Ohio University.
Wow.
Of course, he was in a wheelchair the rest of his life, but he was a great guy, and he talked about it.
Troy, you might need to become a history teacher in your post-SID life.
Well, we were talking, I am a big history buff, and we were talking, like, I love to go watch historical movies and shows and stuff. So, yeah, I should have done that. I should have majored in history.
Here's Bailey Bunch, and she'll foul that one back. 1-1 the count. Addis is the runner over at first base. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. 2-run Arkansas Tech lead. 6-4.
Well, it looks like it's starting to lighten up. I think we're going to be clouds most of the day, but I think we're pretty good. I think we'll get them all in today. And then the
ground ball hit to the shortstop. Got the route again over at second base, the short route to pick up 1. Morrison Household working nicely there. And so the batters just keep replacing each other over at first. 2 outs, Bunch at first, and Gabby Vasquez coming to the plate.
Well, it's supposed to be a beautiful day for our championship game. So.
Well, good.
So
12:30 start tomorrow. That's the goal.
That was important just to get that first game in yesterday, and as far as we did, you know, we probably could have got that this game all the way in, but the Lightning was, you know, within the 10-mile radius, and we were sitting here for hours and hours, and then by the time I got back to the hotel, I mean, it just opened up about 4 o'clock.
I got pretty lucky. I didn't hit any rain driving up here last night, so felt lucky to be able to say that. 376 average here for Vasquez entering the tournament, and 0 for 2 today with a walk. Ground ball hit to the second baseman this time. Householder over to first. She makes all 3 plays in the inning, involved in all 3 plays. And after 5, it's Arkansas Tech 6, Southwestern 4. We're back for the 6th here in just a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
I've been a leader most of my life. My little sister looks up to me, and I want to teach her that she can accomplish her dreams. One dream is college. I'm the first in my family to attend, and I needed a campus that felt like home and was near home so I could stay close to my family. Now, as a campus tour guide and a resident assistant, I make sure other students feel welcome and part of our campus community. Here, I am more than just a student. My name is Alita Gutierrez, and I'm a role model.
At Ouachita, we care deeply for our students, and we are seeking to invest in them every day.
My professors are some of the best people I've ever met. They love me, they care for me, they care about my well-being.
Faculty are so open to helping you, even outside of the classroom. Like the night before the test, they'll stay up till late in case you need help, and they're really open about that, just really helping you understand everything.
The faculty has challenged me in a way that I feel equipped for whatever comes my way outside of Ouachita.
The faculty and staff really pour into me every day in class, but also out of class. They're really invested in my future.
We develop relationships, and we really seek to pour into the whole person.
Kaylin Donaldson up first for Southwestern. Starting to get late here in this one, even though we just started here today. Top of the 6th inning, 6-4, Arkansas Tech leads Southwestern. And after Donaldson will be Barron and McAdoo, 6-7 or 7-8-9 in the batting order.
Nice pitch.
And there for a strike, 0-2.
Nice pitch, right down the heart of the plate. Had a little drop on it. Like I say, Schaefer's really pitched well here today.
Yeah, 4 innings now, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. That one dropping low for a ball. She has walked 1, struck out 2. Faced 18 batters.
But since then, she's put up zeros.
Yep.
I mean, Southwestern, what's one hit since yesterday in this one?
Fouled out of play. Watch out, everybody.
So 1-2 count. Schaefer's, like I say, looking good. Let's see if she brings that off-speed pitch, that changeup.
Donaldson a ground out and a strikeout, looking 0 for 2, trying to find her first base hit.
And she did. She tried to look that little changeup. Good job fighting it off.
Arkansas Tech swept Southwestern in the regular season series. Hard hit ball down the left field line. A couple of hops off the wall. Digging for second. Will be there sliding in is Donaldson. And the top of the sixth will start with a double from Donaldson. Get something going for Southwestern here.
Yeah, she drove the ball nicely right down the line. Stayed back and then saw that pitch. I mean, a little off speed, and she just drove it down the line. Patient at the plate, fought a couple off, and did what she had to do. Now she's standing on second. Runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Yanni Barron at the plate, junior. Shelled bunt, fouls it back. Down by 2, just trying to get the runner over and maybe try to get herself on base as well. Regular season series was March 29th and 30th in Russellville. 2 of the games were one-run contests. Back into the doubleheaders, a 5-4 and 6-5 game. Show the bunt again. First baseman looked to third, no throw there. And we'll throw to first with a second baseman covering to get the out, and the runner does advance.
Well, that little hesitation almost cost her. Yeah, she looked at third. Watch this little hesitation. Great speed here, and she just took a second to look at third, but with her arm, she was able to throw her out at first.
Good night, and if anything, I think she was really just trying to get her feet set.
Yeah,
As she was
you're right.
looking to third, she just turned her feet to make sure she had them in position to make the throw. So 1 out, runner at third. Ashton McAdoo swinging away. Foul ball. You were talking about the fans being up against the fence. The players, of course, most of them don't stay in the dugout.
No.
They line the outfield, or the fence, and a couple of them weren't quite paying attention. They thought that ball was coming their way. 0-1 swung on and missed. It's 0-2 now.
A little bit of a rise ball there on that one.
Tell you what, McAdoo going up there swinging.
Well, you need to. You're the lower seed. You need to be aggressive. You know, you can't sit back and think things are going to happen. You've got to be aggressive and attack.
Double in the second, a ground out in the fourth. We'll swing away at this one, right past the glove of the pitcher and into center field. RBI single base hit for Southwestern. They're within a run.
Great piece of hitting. She just slowly, you knew she was trying to go to the opposite field and go to the opposite side to make sure, and she just got it right past Schaefer. Great hit, line drive. You love to see those line drives from a hitter. And now we're going to have a little discussion in the circle.
Coach McSweeney out there.
But now 6-5. I mean, Southwestern's out hit Arkansas Tech right now. And of course, they've had 2 home runs on their side of the board.
Yeah, going back to yesterday, tell us about that, Troy. First inning, Southwestern able to get the big hit.
Yeah, Sydney Kirk hit one right off the RVest sign and off the scoreboard. And, I mean, she just tattooed it. I mean, and, quickly they take a 3-0 lead. But, Arkansas Tech answers with 2. And then they added a run in the third. And then, of course, the 2-run double in the bottom of third right before we had the delay by Addis. And that's where we stood. And then now today, Arkansas Tech has added a couple. Now they've got a 6-5 lead, but that lead's dwindling as they got a runner on first with 1 away.
Now the run in here in the inning. So Amanda Marino at the plate. Singled her last time up. It was a 2-out single. She was left stranded. has 2 hits in the contest and will swing away here to left field. That's going to fall. One hop in front of the left fielder Henson. Now runners at first and second for Southwestern.
Well, 3 hits in this inning. And like I say, they're swinging the sticks. We know that this is the first time they've been in a conference tournament since 2013. Yeah. So they're going to make, they're trying to make a statement. They're going to make some noise and say, hey, we deserve to be here. So now we're going to have probably a pitching change. And sure are.
Sure looks that way. So we'll take a break and tell you about the new pitcher and the other changes taking place on the infield for Arkansas Tech. We are in the top of the 6th. 6-5 our score. Arkansas Tech leads Southwestern, and Southwestern with 2 on. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
My college journey allowed me to become a versatile musician, a well-rounded student, and a stronger person. My experience at Henderson State University is why I live ready.
New pitcher for Arkansas Tech, Megan Goodnight. Troy, you were mentioning an inning or 2 ago that Schaefer was pitching well, and hopefully, if you're a Tech fan, you don't have to go to Goodnight, but here we are anyways. Megan Goodnight comes in, and Mackenzie Goins will go to first.
Well, this is, again, we say the one and done, so you gotta win this one, and they're going to bring in their big gun to try to finish this off.
Megan Goodnight, the senior out of Cabot, Arkansas, was playing first base a little while ago, so saw her go off the field and knew that she was going to be the one coming in.
And another big stick up. So this girl hit one out in the 3rd.
Yeah, Hannah Morris.
So
shortstop, 356 average entering the tournament.
So you know she can swing it. She's only a sophomore from Tuttle, Oklahoma.
Ground ball hit to the second baseman. We'll go to the shortstop for 1. And the runner advances over to third, so 2 outs now. And runners at the corners for Southwestern. Good defense there for Tech to be able to at least get 1 out of the deal.
I'll bring up Hannah Franklin.
Bunch and Coronado up the middle there, able to make that work. And so, yeah, Hannah Franklin, 3-hole hitter.
Entered with a 350 average, has 4 home runs on the year.
Yeah, if you're Southwestern, the bottom of the lineup, well, actually, it was Marino who got on base first.
Right.
But yeah, the bottom of the lineup getting a few hits there to get this back to the top of the lineup, to get it to the lineup, part of the lineup you want at the plate in this moment. Tying run at third base. 1-0 to Franklin, that'll miss high and outside. 2-0 now. Franklin walked in the first, reached on an error in the 3rd, struck out looking in the 5th. This is high and tight as well. 3-0 now the count. A bit dangerous here with Householder waiting on deck.
Yeah, he loaded the base with 2 outs. You know, at Arkansas Tech's come through with 2 outs.
Yeah.
It's time for Southwestern Oklahoma to do the same thing.
Taken all the way.
Oh, yeah. It's still a good hitter's pitch here. You know it's going to be right down the heart, so you need to step and drive.
Comes the 3-1 to Franklin. She will take ball 4. Goodnight thought maybe she had a strike. And so Franklin on at first to load the bases for Southwestern. And Samantha Householder stepping in.
So this is where you want to be with Householder up. This is a golden opportunity. I shouldn't have said golden opportunity for the Golden Suns, but this is a huge opportunity for SWOSU here.
McAdoo at third. Morris is at second. Franklin over at first. 0-1.
And I can understand Householder taking that first pitch because Goodnight's struggling a little bit.
320 average now for Householder. Take again to make it 1-1. For 2 in the contest, also walked in the game.
Of course, first team all-conference selection at the plate, so expecting her to deliver.
Pitch to Householder, hit to center field, diving grab made. Sangster makes the catch.
Wow.
Ashton Sangster, look at this again.
I tell you what, that saved at least 3 runs because that was going to skip to the fence. That would have cleared the bases. Outstanding play. Even the coach from Southwest Oklahoma gave her an applaud because that was just one heck of a catch. ESPN, put it on there.
Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. It's a 1-run game. Sangster saves it for Golden Suns at this moment. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Accidents can happen anytime. That's why Geico's here 24 hours a day, every day. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
As a student athlete, I've been challenged both in the classroom and on the field. Between the education that I've received and the relationships that I've built, my time at Henderson State University has prepared me to live ready.
Sydney Henson will be up first for Arkansas Tech. Big play in the last half inning by Ashton Sangster in center field to keep Arkansas Tech up by 1, 6-5. As you said, Troy, saved 3 runs from coming home.
Oh yeah, that was going to skip to the fence. That would, and runners were going.
First pitch swinging, picked up by the first baseman Donaldson, and touches the bag for out number 1.
I mean, Southwest Oklahoma's out hit Arkansas Tech, just 1 run short. That was just a huge play. That is definitely, right now, that's the play of the tournament so far. And I know we've only played 2 games.
Oh, hey.
But right now, that's the top play of the tournament because that could be the game-saving play.
5 runs on 9 hits for Southwestern. It's 6 on 6 hits for Arkansas Tech. Golden Suns are going up there swinging right now. Past the glove of the shortstop, Morris. It goes to the wall. Stand-up double.
I really like this. I love these teams going up and swinging the bat instead of standing there, just being aggressive. You know, you see so many sit there and just do a little slap bunts or stuff like that. They're going up and swinging the sticks. That's what it is. You see those great teams swing the bat.
Didn't even have time to tell you that was Megan Goodnight at the plate.
I'm going to have a pinch runner.
I had just a little extra boost of energy after center fielder made that catch for her a little while ago. Pinch runner in.
Ashley Mader for the Golden Suns, going to second base. She's a junior from Plano, Texas. She was a distinguished scholar athlete.
Get a chance to run here. Timber Riley at the plate.
Another dangerous hitter.
Hadn't had much chance to swing the bat in this contest. Hit by pitch 3 times.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Second time at the plate here today. 2 of those at-bats coming yesterday.
Several years ago at Henderson, we had a player that won the statistical award for being hit by a pitch. Was hit by like
28 pitches in a year.
Wow.
And that was a long time ago. But he
Get a
was,
plaque for that?
Yeah, you get a plaque for being. You get a, yeah, he got one in the school. Oh my!
High fly ball
boy.
left field. Watch out!
It's gone.
On the foul pole. Home run.
That hit way high up on the fair pole. I mean, it way up. That would have gone out of any park. And look, they got their hammers out. Oh yeah, they got their home run hammers out. So even umpire was laughing, but
exclamation point there for Arkansas Tech.
If we can see that again, I mean, man, she just drove it. I mean, sat back and drove it hard. That ball would have been out of any park in the country.
8-5 off the
Here
pole.
goes.
The
Watch
pole.
this. Watch this.
Troy, the
Boom.
pole saved it from hitting a couple of cars parked behind
I
it.
mean, yeah, they keep running. I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. There was several cars that it saved.
It may have kept turning left, but I have a feeling that Ford truck might have gotten hit.
Well, what is it? The Safeway Glass Company would have been called today because, but that ball was crushed.
A couple of substitutions here for Southwestern. Saw Hannah Owen come in as a pitch hitter a little bit earlier. She'll go to the outfield, and, well, there's no second baseman.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Second baseman was out there hanging in the outfield.
Looks like they had a change in left field.
Yeah.
Hannah Owen went to left field. 30 home runs hit in this game.
Wow. I think that's still Household at second, right? She was just hanging out in the outfield for a minute? Okay, all right.
3 home runs hit in the game and no wind. You know, these weren't wind dated.
Right, and Troy, this batter right here, I mean, she had the 2 RBI triple.
Right.
That really turned the game. That gave Tech the 6-4 lead at the time. Southwestern got 1 run back. I want to miss outside for a ball. 1-1.
Arkansas Tech lights the 2s on the scoreboard. Two in each one of the innings they scored.
Win a few ball games that way.
You put up those crooked numbers.
2 in the first, also in the 3rd, 4th, and now here in the 6th.
Give Goodnight a little bit of cushion.
Off the end of the bat, foul ball, first base side. Make it 1-2. Still just 1 out here in the inning.
Of course, we got 4 more games to go after this. The winner of this game plays Harding later this evening, or later this afternoon. And it looks like it might be the Arkansas Tech Harding rivalry in the semifinals.
Might just be.
2-3 teams. That'll be a great game. And the Southwest Oklahoma, you know, they can still do it. They got the sticks. They got 3 outs to work with, but it's going to be tough against Goodnight.
And the one game we have not mentioned yet, talk about rivalries, Southeastern and East Central coming up a little bit later on.
Yeah, the last quarterfinal matchup.
Ground ball, backhand at third to first. Despite the diving effort, out, and watch out at first base. Donaldson took a tumble, but she's back up.
That was a heck of a play by the third baseman. And look at this.
Yeah, Moreno. Yikes, helmet right into the back of the knee.
Yeah.
Side of the knee.
Yeah, just stretched her, too. I mean, that's...
Yikes. Can't fault the hustle there. 2 down now in the bottom of the 6th. And this is Sarah Coronado. Ball 1 to Coronado, to the senior. 1 for 3 in the contest. That one in there for a strike. 1-1.
Well, they're going to go with. They're just going to finish with Glover the whole way. There's, you know, that's all they have really left. So they're going to just try to get out of this inning and hope their bats can come alive here in the 7th.
Foul ball that will go out of play. Talking about Southwestern being here for the first time since 2013. You know, in 2012, they almost found themselves in the championship day.
Right, yeah.
It was it was an interesting year. They lost a couple of one-run ball games. Southeastern beat them 1-0, I remember. They had a really good team in that first year of the Great American Conference. Of course, nobody could match Arkansas Monticello that year.
No.
Over to first for the out, and that will end the inning. So one more chance here for Southwestern, down by 3 to the top of the 7th. We're back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Okay.
From the time they were born, you've helped them find their way. For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Baptist University has transformed students' lives through a Christian liberal arts education. With small class sizes and spiritual growth opportunities, we'll help them find their purpose. From athletic and fine arts events to building friendships, we'll help them find their community. And with guaranteed scholarships for incoming freshmen, we'll help you find the resources. To learn more, visit okbu.edu and find your place at OBU.
Well, the kids wanted a puppy, but they can be really expensive. So to save money, I just found him a possum.
Dad, I think he's dead.
Probably just playing possum. There he is.
There's an easier way to save. GEICO. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Arkansas Tech with a lead, 8-5. Top of the 7th inning. One more chance here for Southwestern. For 2 seed in the Great American Conference, Golden Suns looking to advance to the semifinals. We told you, single elimination tournament now. Keep in mind, this tournament was supposed to start on Wednesday. Here we are on Saturday, basically just getting it started.
Well, Wednesday we were supposed to play 6 games.
Yeah.
And with a double elimination format.
Way back in the day, we used to broadcast 6 games from right here, with 2 of them being played over at Memorial Park.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, because we
don't want to do that anymore.
Because the first day we play 8 games.
Yeah.
Play 6 here and 2 at
That's right.
The losers bracket was at Memorial and the winners bracket was here. So everybody played 2 games that first day because we only played like 3 days of the tournament. I mean, they crammed them in. I mean, that's a lot of softball, you know.
And last year we
go to Bentonville West.
And so the tournament has morphed into, a little bit different field this year.
Well, and with the strike error on the first pitch, the single elimination the coaches voted on, let's just do that. Because, I think every year we run into weather, and you can play a single elimination easily in 2 days if you need to.
So Sydney Kirk at the plate, Allison Gafford and Caitlin Donaldson. Yeah, don't get me lying, but I think, was this 8th tournament? I know we've had weather issues 3 or 4 times for sure.
Yeah.
Wiping out an entire day.
You can play single elimination easy in 2 days. You play the quarterfinals the first day, and then you can play the semifinals and championship the second day if you need to.
We also had about the first or second year, the nearly hour delay as they put dirt in the outfield, center field. They brought a dump truck in and dumped it over the center field wall. That was interesting.
Remember that, yeah.
That'll go out of play. And we haven't done enough of these yet, Troy. I can still remember these things.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 more years. I won't remember those first few years.
Yeah, they used to, dirt field, infield seemed like it took forever in between games to get the field ready,
Something the Commissioner Will Pruitt was talking to us about before the game. Things can move a little bit quicker. You want to give teams time to warm up, of course, but they get out there a little bit quicker to warm up now that you don't have to do much prep work on the field.
Yeah, so we won't have
or any, I guess, really.
So you won't have as much time in between games, so keep it moving.
2-2 the count. Off of the end of the bat, second baseman has it over to first. Bunch to Goins for the out. Goins came in last inning when Goodnight took over in the circle. And now Southwestern down to their final 2 outs.
Yeah, our next game's supposed to start at 11. Looks like
on track for that.
Should be right on time for that.
Good year for Southwestern. 21 wins, most since 2013. High pop-up. Catcher sheds the mask, will give way to Goins.
Oh, she dropped.
Just came in, remember, and drops that one. Down at first base goes the runner, so a little bit of life for Southwestern here. As Allison Gafford is on at first.
Goins, like you said, just came in and just could not hold on to it. So you got that 3-run cushion with an out, though, and good night out in the circle. But you hope that doesn't come back to haunt you.
Caitlin Donaldson now at the plate. Down the middle for a strike. Oh, and by the way, baseball today in the Great American Conference.
Yeah, it looks like we'll
3 games out in Enid to start the tournament.
Looks like we'll get those in. It looks, but I don't know about later in the week. I mean, we're supposed to get more and more rain.
Don't tell me that, Troy. Don't tell me that.
Like I said, it's been the most rain in I don't know how many years in the area.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been horrible.
My backyard's still flooded when I left yesterday. 1-1 to Donaldson. And that one will go up high. Southwestern hasn't lost their life. They got a cheer going from outside the dugout there.
Yeah, you like that. Don't give up until last out is made because you never know what's going to happen.
2-1, popped up on the infield. Let's see if this one has a different result as
Henson.
Renato. No, yeah, Henson. Wow, coming all the way in from left field. Makes the catch, 2 down. Brings up Keani Barron. 2 down, runner at first, 3-run lead for Arkansas Tech. Mentioned it earlier, Golden Suns sitting 4th in the Central region on UCO, Winona State, and Augustana. First pitch swinging. Shortstop, the short route over to second to end the contest. Coronado to bunch, and Arkansas Tech advances, beating Southwestern by the final of 8-5 and ending Southwestern season.
Puts them on to play Harding later this afternoon in the first semifinal game. A good rematchup. Great rivalry matchup. That should be a great contest later.
Look back at a few of the highlights here. The final line was 5 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors for Southwestern. And it was 8 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for Arkansas Tech. For Troy Mitchell, I'm Michael Westbrook. So long for now from the Tiger Athletic Complex in Bentonville, Arkansas.